Hello, everybody. Welcome to your weekly messages for April 5th to the 11th of 2020. And I hope you're all doing well. I am sending you a whole bunch of support, and let's just go ahead and dive in to this reading. If you haven't already, take a moment to subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know if anything resonates. And first thing we have coming up is Owl. Wisdom, this is also internal truth. So like your personal experience, your personal life path. And remember, your life experience in this lifetime, in this incarnation, the entire story of you matters a lot. It's really, really important at this time. And I'm just getting like what you have to share or how you're navigating things. Every time you take a step forward, you're helping not only yourself, but the collective as well. Like you're creating a blueprint for how to evolve through things. So let this guide you. And then let's see what else. Instincts. Okay, so this is definitely like going with your gut, but remember your gut instinct, like if we're getting down to the core of your intuition, it's going to be different from like a fear-based reaction, right? So you're going to want to kind of figure out what is the line in between those two things for you so that you can discern what's a fear pattern and what is actually like your gut. Remember that comes from like wisdom, the peace and the quiet. Because I consider instincts to be different from something like, oh, well, I've just had a lot of trauma and so this is a trauma response. A trauma response is not the same thing as an instinct, even though they can be very similar. They can seem really similar. And then let's see what Sovereign Oracle has to say. Release. Let it go. It will go where it most needs to be. Resist the urge to control things. Breathe deep into your body and let your muscles relax. Everything is as it should be. So this is a message for those of you who have lost things recently. If you're losing things or you feel like you're losing things, it's give yourself a little bit of grace, like giving yourself permission to release the attachment to those things doesn't mean that you stop processing emotions. It just means that you're open to something bigger being at work, something bigger being at play here. Especially that second one, resist the urge to control things. It's kind of like you want to massage that a little bit, give that some TLC. Two of Shells, connection, relationships, maybe that's something that's really in the forefront of your mind. This is normal to feel and experience this for those of you who are feeling maybe extra lonely, or maybe you are dealing with family and people in close spaces more than usual. So wherever you're experiencing this, I think the Two of Shells is just showing you there's a lot of growth in connection, in relationships, or even the lack thereof. Remember, all versions on that spectrum are going to be right for you in whatever way. Because we've all got our stuff to work on in any given lifetime. Temperance, balance, equilibrium, ebb and flow. I'm getting that this is really alignment is coming up with this card. Aligning in relationships, aligning within yourself. Remember, that's the most important piece. Do things that make you feel like you. That's the big advice here. And then we have Queen of Feathers moving out. This is a need to do it all alone. The need to you know, take care of it yourself and not need any help from anyone. That's Queen of Swords energy or Queen of Feathers energy. And so what I'm getting here is that you're shifting more into aligned connection or aligned support in some capacity. Even if it's just like talking to a friend more than usual, even that might be really significant for you right now. And then we have the Ace of Torches. So this is like creating your own light as you move forward. So I'm just getting the spark of inspiration or the new idea or the initiation energy is what's oncoming. So this is why it's so important to like release whatever you're gripping really tightly, because anytime you're gripping really tightly, it's kind of like you might actually be missing out on something better, or you might be missing out on something that is even more in alignment with you if you would just let go a little bit, if you would just loosen up on it. Even if you're having a hard time, I'm not saying like scrub your mind of the thoughts that come up. That would be silly. But you don't have to, you know, strangle it to death. Just loosen up a little bit. Give a little bit of breathing room. Maybe what you're thinking in your mind isn't how things are going to go. Maybe things are going to be better than what you've been anticipating. There's a lot of unknown. So any assumptions that you make, you're going to want to pick one that's supportive. An assumption is an assumption. If you're filling in a blank, you're filling in a blank. Some of you might be doing that with anxiety, filling in every blank with a catastrophe. And some of you might be a bit more intentional in this is what I'm building in the empty space, in the vacancy that's in front of me. And the Ace of Torches is like, this is what is to come. Let me clarify this. Two of Knives. Okay, it's not letting me read it. You can meditate on this if you want. Like you could go into meditation and just see like what is the next step, or what is oncoming, or what should I ask for. Like you can meditate on any of that stuff, but as far as a context, it's not letting me read it because this is a blind card is what I call it. So it looks like it's just a really clear shutdown. Like, nope, this is going to be different for everybody. So I don't think it wants me to give too much more than that. Mindfulness. I think this is a bonus card if I'm not mistaken, but this just looks like allowing yourself to slow down. Like just allow that as much as you can. And it seems like that's actually going to make things easier because some of you, unless you are facing a really busy time, or if you are working right now, or there's a lot of stuff that's in high demand, or you have a necessity to not slow down. Aside from that, if you are being forced to slow down, but you're still running so anxious and spinning your wheels in the mud, but you're not really making any progress, I would just consider, you know, how can you give yourself permission to slow down? Because I'm getting, this is like anxiety, worry, fear, like this is the remedy, because thinking about something for 12 hours a day isn't going to bring relief. Many people are facing the reality that you cannot outthink the feeling process. You're not going to be able to outthink what's going on. Like thinking is not a remedy. Thinking is not a solution right now. So consider that if you're getting trapped in rabbit holes, mentally speaking. Two of Rocks. So it's kind of like there's some building, there's some, you know, hard work. Usually this is like a decision-making card, but that's not really what I'm getting from this. I'm getting putting things together, building things, making things happen. And then we have the Five of Stars. So it's not, your assumption might be that it's pointless, or that it's going to be fruitless, or that you're squandering time. It's kind of like if you have rest guilt, that's a big deal. I know a lot of people experience that, the feeling of oh my God, I'm resting, so I'm being lazy, or like wanting to punish yourself for taking rest or slowing down. There can be a lot of emotional disturbances that come up with that. And so the Two of Rocks is just reminding you that whatever you're giving effort, even if it's slowing down, or if it is taking rest, or if it is showing up for work, working on another project, whatever. It's like, it's not pointless. The Five of Stars is reminding you, like, there is value. This is equivalent to the Five of Pentacles. And this is like the poverty, it's not working card. Or, oh, I'm so disappointed. I'm getting that this is an illusion. Like, this is where you're getting yourself tripped up. Because I see you as doing a lot of big work, and you're creating a nest for whatever's on the other side. You have this to look forward to. Okay, now we're going to do a 3-card pick. So you are welcome to ask a question, ask for guidance, clarity, support, whatever you need. And then just pick as few or as many cards as you like. You can just check in with whichever one is calling to you. Card number 1, Justice. You want to go in with a level head. So how you're thinking about it really matters. Watch yourself for catastrophic thinking. Like, just because you think it doesn't mean you have to believe it. You have to remember that. Remind yourself of that. And your brain is trying to protect you. If you are dealing with anxious thoughts, if you are dealing with fear, if you are dealing with all of that, your brain is doing its job. It's trying to protect you, right? So you have to get into a space where you are reframing things and being skeptical of the anxious part of your brain. Otherwise, you're going to drive yourself mad. Or the situation that you're asking about, it's like it requires you to be more neutral in order to get to a solution. Card number 2, we have the 6 of Knives. So this is coming across as like an overwhelm feeling, like you're underwater. And so the good news is that it's like you will resurface, you will rise above, like you are in the process of getting to float. So that's what the 6 of Knives is reminding you. It might feel really turbulent or scary or suffocating in this moment, but it's like there's going to be a corner that gets turned. And so you just want to focus on the I'm turning the corner, I'm turning the corner, I'm turning the corner. Like, really keep that in your line of sight, and that's going to help you a lot. And then card number 3, we have the 5 of Knives. 6 of Cups. So for some of you, this could be inner child work. Like, I know a lot of people are dealing with a lot of emotional stuff bubbling up right now. Oh, you know what else this is? It's like you maybe no longer giving effort to something that you were really invested in, or like recognizing where you no longer want to put effort. Because the 5 of Knives is like, I'm throwing in the towel, like I'm not going to try anymore. And so like for some of you, maybe that's a soulmate that you don't want to give energy to. But the nice thing about the 5 of Knives or the 5 of Swords is that it's deliberate. Like, it's you actively making a choice to do it. It's not something that's being decided for you. I just wanted to get a little bit more context. So the 6 of Cups is like, if you had something that was really important for your soul's growth, right? Like a relationship or a job or something that like nudged you in the right direction, and you've evolved out of that, and so you're no longer giving it energy. That's kind of what's coming across here. This is good news. This is good news. It looks sad because she has a sad expression, but I still think that this is major contribution to your evolution. I think it's major, major, major. So don't be too concerned with this because it looks like it's of your free will. It's your choice, your decision. All right, everybody, that is all that I have for you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you could possibly know. Do not forget to check me out on Instagram. I have a whole bunch of meditations that you guys can check out, among other things that you might really enjoy. Other card pulls and readings. It's just at Onyx Healing. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, if you're needing to build some stuff, manifest some stuff, if you need some support, go to onyxhealing.com, put yourself on the books, and I will talk to you beautiful people later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.